Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at the exact science of transforming your body, literally, right in your living room. We're going to throw out the complicated equipment and just focus entirely on the biological and mechanical facts of home fitness.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever looked at the insane cost of a gym membership and just thought, there has to be a better way? Or maybe you've had that incredibly frustrating experience where you eat perfectly, exercise all week, step on the scale, and no way, the number actually went up? It is so demoralizing. But what if you never had to deal with an expensive gym commute or those daily scale fluctuations ever again?
Well, the sources point to a twofold solution for us. First, we've got to master our own body weight, and second, we need to completely redefine our metrics of success. Let's look at how to do exactly that and really set an energetic new pace for this lifestyle.
Section 1. The Home Fitness Foundation. So, the whole foundation of home fitness is calisthenics. Now, the word itself has some pretty deep historical roots. It comes from the ancient Greek words kalos, meaning beauty, and stenos, meaning strength. This definitely isn't just some new trend. It was used by Spartan armies at the Battle of Thermopylae and even prescribed by physicians back in the ancient Chinese Han Dynasty. To demystify the jargon for a second, calisthenics simply means utilizing your own body weight for closed-chain resistance. Because it engages multiple joints at the exact same time, it actually forces a much more natural, compound biological adaptation than those isolated gym machines.
You absolutely do not need heavy machinery to build strength. A highly effective plan really only requires some floor space, your couch, a coffee table, and maybe a couple of weighted objects like soup cans or filled water bottles. That is literally your entire gym right there.
And this brilliantly illustrates the concept. Take a look at this hip thrust, demonstrated by certified personal trainer Rachel Baca. By simply placing her upper back on a standard couch and hinging at the hips, she creates a highly effective resistance movement that totally targets the glutes. And the best part? It requires zero specialized equipment.
Section 2. Body Recomposition Basics.
Now that we've got the mechanical foundation down, let's look at biological adaptation. Standard weight loss diets, where you just drastically drop calories, they often cause muscle loss right along with the fat. Sure, your overall weight on the BMI scale drops, but unfortunately, your strength does too. Body recomposition, on the other hand, is a real game changer. It changes the actual ratio of fat to muscle, allowing you to lose fat while preserving or even gaining lean mass at the exact same time.
To actually achieve this, diet quality matters just as much as a moderate calorie deficit. You absolutely need protein to facilitate fat loss while supporting that muscle growth. We're talking whole food sources here, like chicken and turkey breast, cottage cheese, lean beef, lentils, and eggs. These are exactly what fuel this recomposition process. Distributing these bad boys throughout your daily meals is key.
Section 3. The Progressive Overload Principle.
So, with nutrition locked in, we have to look at the mechanics of adaptation. Resistance basically creates stress, and our body adapts to that stress by getting stronger. So the crucial point is, to avoid that inevitable plateau, progressive overload introduces a slightly greater challenge just before adaptation finishes. This forces your central nervous system and muscle fibers to supercompensate and grow.
Now you might be wondering, how do we do this without heavy gym plates? Well, we can apply overload at home through 4 distinct variables. First up, volume, simply adding more reps or sets. Second, time under tension. Think about turning a standard 3-second squat into an agonizing 8-second slow negative. It burns just thinking about it. Third, reducing rest intervals to really spike that cardiovascular demand. And fourth, frequency. Mastering these variables makes heavy weights completely optional.
Section 4. Staying motivated indoors. It definitely takes a specific mindset to stay focused at home, away from the structured environment of a commercial gym. And this quote really hits the nail on the head. Consistency beats intensity, especially when working out at home. A lot of people sit around waiting to feel motivated before they work out. But psychologically speaking, action actually creates motivation, not the other way around. Starting with just 15 to 20 minutes of manageable, easy home exercise is vastly superior to doing one intense, totally exhausting workout and then quitting for a month. Consistency is the magic ingredient here.
To maintain that consistency and prevent workout burnout, the data points to a few daily habits. Schedule your rest days without guilt, because honestly, that is when hypertrophy actually occurs. Mix up your routines to keep your central nervous system guessing. Shift your internal dialogue from I have to work out to I choose to move. And most importantly, use physical cues. Put on your workout clothes at the exact same time every day, even if you're just at home. It signals your brain that it's time to get to work.
Section 5. tracking without a scale.
This brings us to the emotional frustration of measuring success. Think back to a time you stepped on the scale first thing in the morning. Let's say you ate a perfect salad yesterday, you did your couch hip thrusts, but the scale says you're somehow up 2 pounds. It can ruin your entire day, right? But setting your mood by that number is a massive trap because the scale is an incredibly unreliable narrator.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how biology systematically debunks scale weight. Your weight bounces around for entirely normal reasons: water retention from a salty meal, undigested food, hormonal shifts, and glycogen storage from carbohydrates. Plus, remember what we said about body recomposition. Muscle is much denser than fat, so you could literally be shrinking in size while the scale stays exactly the same. To actually gain 3 pounds of real biological fat overnight, you would have to eat 10,500 extra calories the day before. To put that in perspective, that's practically impossible for most people. The scale is simply lying to you.
Instead of the scale, chronological tracking provides the real data. On day 1, take some base photos in consistent, natural lighting and use a tape measure for your waist and arms. By week 2, check how a benchmark outfit, like a tight pair of jeans, fits. Ask yourself, is the waistband looser? By month 1, do a performance and energy review. Are you doing more reps? Are you waking up with more energy? Are you sleeping better? These are the true biological proofs of adaptation, completely independent of gravity's pull on your body on any given morning.
So looking at all this data, the question becomes, if the scale doesn't define your progress, what non-scale victory will you choose to celebrate today? Will it be holding a plank 10 seconds longer, maybe waking up with more energy? The power to transform is entirely in your hands, right there in your living room. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now go get moving.